Welcome back to Road Reg, and you join me here today in my M140i on an extremely dull, overcast Wednesday afternoon. And I picked Wednesday because Wednesday is hump day, and what better time to take the car out for an extremely dull drive, right? And the reason I'm doing this video is to hopefully answer a question for anyone who's in the market for an M140i and is doing a bit of research on it. What is the M140i actually like to live with on a normal day-to-day basis when you're not absolutely caning it around the country bends or doing donuts in Lidl car park? If this is the first time you've tuned in to a Road Reg video, I just want to say welcome and thank you for tuning in. For the newbies, I do have a slight confession to make, and that is the fact that my M140i has been slightly modified, but I have had this car practically from when it was brand new and stock. Whilst we're on the topic of modifications, I do want to talk about the Bilstien B8 Dampers, which is what I have installed on my M140i. If you're watching this video with the intention of buying an M140i to commute in and have as your daily driver, I think you're going to want to upgrade to those because the passive suspension on the M140i isn't the best. It's very crashy, especially when you start pushing on, but even at low speeds, I do think that if you're thinking about buying an M140i as a daily driver, try and budget between £600 to £800 so you can get yourself some B8 dampers and some Eibach springs as well, because to be honest with you, if you're buying a second-hand car, it's always good to refresh the suspension, especially if it's a performance car like the M140i. It's probably had a hard life, but at the same time, by making that upgrade, you are dramatically improving the ride quality of that car, and if you're buying it to use every day, you will notice the difference, I promise. As we go onto these residential roads, this road in particular is really bad actually. I've picked a bad one, but if anything that's a good thing because it demonstrates what a really bad road will be like with the M140i and those B8 dampers. But as you can see here, yes, the car is firm and you can feel it. But once you go onto the A and B roads, the more smoother roads, especially the dual carriageways, that's where the car really shines and it levels out and you don't get that crashy ride. The one thing I love about this M140i is the power delivery. It really pushes you back in your seat. Now, I've driven other vehicles with the same engine, such as the 440 and the 540i. That car has the same engine as the M140i. However, because it isn't an M performance car, it doesn't have the same tune. So it makes 320 horsepower and 450 newton meters. Now, when I drove that car, the first thing I realized was how quiet it is, but most importantly, how the power wasn't so immediate like the M140i is. Now, I realise it's a much heavier car, it's a 5 Series, it's a luxury saloon. It's not meant to be aggressive. If you want aggressive, you buy an M5, right? They could not be more different. Now, I realise that the B58 in the 540i as standard only makes 320 horsepower and 450 newton meters. The 540i isn't an M performance car, so it is slightly detuned. And yes, I know you can remap that back in quite easily, but in that state of tune, it delivers a completely different power delivery. It's a much heavier car, it has less power, and it's calibrated for smoothness and luxury, whereas the M140i can do that as you can see, if you have it in comfort mode and the gearbox just in drive mode, it happily wafts along smoothly. And one thing that's cool about this car is when you have it in 8th gear and you're at 70 miles an hour, it's basically revving at about 1300 RPM, which is idle essentially, because once you start to open up the taps on the M140i, your fuel needle is going to drop at a rate of knots, let me tell you. But there is good news. Do not be put off by the bad economy when you're absolutely thrashing it, because when you're not thrashing it, because of that 8th gear and low idle, the car is actually fairly economical when you're just driving normally. So in terms of the sound quality, I don't think it's that bad at all. I think the GoPro is probably going to pick up more noise than you actually perceive when you're in the driver's seat. You tend to sort of tune out certain drones and tyre noises. Well, you certainly do when you've been driving the car for a while. Now, I've got the Remus non-resonated catback exhaust, which is a very loud exhaust when you're on the throttle. But when you're just cruising on the motorway or on an A road or wherever, it's not actually that bad. And I think especially so on the stock system, you're not going to have any problems at all. There's barely any drone. It's super quiet inside, relatively speaking. I think the GoPro tends to pick up sound more. I think it compresses the quieter sounds. So I'll let you have a listen now to the road noise. Does this car still feel modern in 2025? Personally, for me, I think this car has enough technology. However, that may vary depending on what you want. If you like ambient lights and touchscreens and gadgets and gizmos in your car, then it's probably not the right car for you. It's relatively basic in here. However, depending on what spec you get, I think it has enough technology, and the technology that it has is the functional technology that you need. For example, on the M140i Shadow Edition, which is what mine is, you get this really nice half analog, half digital speedo and rev counter, and that's it. There is a bit of information at the bottom, but essentially it's just a speedo and a rev counter. And then to the left of the dash, you've got your iDrive screen where you can control pretty much everything on the car, and below that you have your heater controls and your climate control, volume, and the heated seats and stuff like that, if you have that option selected anyway. You even have a CD player. How cool is that? Or should I say, how retro is that? Never thought I'd be saying that. And then to the right of the gear selector, you have a few buttons there too. The main one that I use is the drive control mode. That is the main button next to the gear selector that I personally use the most. I definitely recommend, if you're picking up an M140i, to make sure it has Apple or Android Auto, and if it doesn't, don't worry about it, because you can get it retrofitted. The tax on this car is really low, so long as your car was under 40 grand when new. I'm paying about £140 a year to tax this car. I'm not going to speak too much about insurance on this video because it is very complicated and there are too many variables and factors to take into consideration when you are purchasing a car. Now, just in case you didn't know, the M140i is rear-wheel drive, which means you are going to get through rear tyres at a quicker rate that you will get through on your front tyres, so that is definitely something to take into consideration. But there is good news. Tyres on this car are not bad at all. In fact, they're so good, I've had friends of mine who don't really know too much about cars be surprised when I tell them how much a set of Michelin PS5s cost. And in the interest of research and to help you guys, I have literally just gone onto the Black Circle's website and priced up 4 Michelin Pilot Sport 5 tyres, fully fitted and delivered. You won't believe the price. £511. That is an absolute bargain for pretty much the best tyres you can get for this car. But I must stress, you might be watching this video the day it comes out, or you might be watching it in 2027. Prices fluctuate, so don't be surprised if when you watch this video and you go and look at tyres, the price is more expensive. And in terms of servicing, in particular the engine, I would recommend that you change the oil between 6,000 and 7,000 miles, or once a year. If you do that, the car's gonna love you. In terms of the gearbox, I would recommend that you change the oil every 50,000 miles. details. This isn't a straightforward procedure, so it requires a specialist, and they are going to charge you anywhere between £380 to £500. So if you've just bought an M140i and you can't see it on the service history, it wouldn't be a bad shout to get that done, because it's for peace of mind, right? And there we have it, guys. That was my POV drive in my M140i on an extremely mundane Wednesday afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope if you were looking to buy an M140i but wanted to know what this car is like when you're just driving it normally on a day-to-day basis, I hope this video has done just that. If I have missed anything, please feel free to let me know in the comments below. Leave us a like and subscribe to Road Reg. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. Have fun doing whatever you're doing, and I'll see you again in the next video.